How are we doing today? I'm uh, I'm pretty glad yesterday's over. Yesterday was an interesting day to watch. It's one of those days that some of us will remember for a long time, right? If you've been investing for the last 10 years or so, a day like yesterday uh, is something new for you, and it really has the ability to kind of to shock you, right? And if you've been investing for 20 plus years, as I've have, and you've looked at the market every day, you realize that days like this happen, right? I've seen multiple days that have been, significant percentage drops of larger size. I put out a video yesterday that I think I remember the S&P. It was just their 18th worst day. Good morning. Um, So again, just put it in context. Yes, yesterday was horrible. Yes, it was a bad day. Yes, we are in a messy environment. We are in a downward trend. We have, I think we have some more pain ahead. Um, I know the market was up this morning. I've been watching a little bit. Um, the largest I saw was up 800. I think it's only up 400 as I started recording this. Yesterday was not the bottom. Um, there's still a lot more pain ahead. And we haven't seen what I talked about yesterday, kind of the reverse of the negative trend. I still think we have the negative trend to go. Um, but, I try to find humor where I can. So if you lost money yesterday, like everybody in the stock market did, just realize that Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos lost $10 billion yesterday. So, if you didn't lose $10 billion yesterday, you know, they did. So just put it in a little perspective. Um, I don't think I would do the buy the dips, sell the rips. It's been the strategy for the last 10 years. I think a lot of investors that are new to the game got used to that just always working. And that's something you will see as you get into this career longer and longer, that nothing always works and eventually the market will get you. So be careful. Um, I've been asked where I think the bottom might be. That's impossible to know. But looking at the bear markets that I've invested through or read through and been active in, it's probably 30 to 60%. Yeah, I think the Fed will cut again next week for sure. Yeah. Um, so I think the bottom will be somewhere between 30 and 60%. 60% was the bottom roughly after the '08 crash. But I am starting to think about a couple of things, right? '08 was really a Wall Street crash for the most part. Um, Today feels like a Main Street crash, if you know what I mean, right? Restaurants, retail, movie theaters, airplanes, cruises. This feels, I don't know, worse and better. Does that make sense? I think it has a far greater impact on a far greater number of companies. We are going to need to figure out a way to support small businesses. Most small businesses can't absorb multiple months of little to no traffic, and you have that going on in more and more cities. Again, I've shared before that I'm in the Silicon Valley, and there's a street in Mountain View called Castro Street, and it's not quite a ghost town, but it's trending that direction. Um, and I can only imagine what the rents are. So, this could come to your city. The CDC has sent out some, at least what I consider frightening. I don't know if it's orders or recommendation, probably recommendations, right? Basically, if you're over 60, stock up, stay home. If you have underlying conditions, stock up, stay home. They put out some memos last night. I think Vice President Pence put out some things about wash your hands, stay, well ventilated, all these things, kind of non-complicated. So it seems like we're starting to take this more serious. I got to tell you, it still bothers me to no end that we're fixated on the count in the U.S. And it almost seems like we want to keep it artificially low. It just bugs me. Um, we don't have enough test cases. I still can't believe we're basically at least in the Santa Clara County, which is where I live, they're only testing patients that are in severe distress. That's idiotic, unfortunate, stupid, but maybe that's all they have. Maybe there's just no test cases available and we can't get ahead of this thing. We got to cut this thing off. But we will see. I think there's a couple of things. First off, I saw that Russia is already hinting at talking with Saudi Arabia. Again, sub $40 oil, sub $30 oil is good for no one and no one's economy. No country can support that forever. Uh, so, as I talked about yesterday evening, these negatives will reverse, and you can already see the hints of one. Um, I don't see that reversing immediately. They're very, they want to play chicken, and they can't look weak to their country. So it's nice that they're talking about it, but I'm guessing it's weeks and weeks away before something happens. Um, did you see the note from Delta Airlines? Delta, like United, like where is it? United, JetBlue, American, cut flights. Many carriers are flying ghost flights today, with very little, if any, passengers on it, which is frightening. That just seems like a movie, right? Ghost flights. Anyways, a couple of things I found is they've delayed exactly what I would expect to do. They halted stock repurchase. No duh. Why buy your stock? It's crazy. Um, they have suspended their financial outlook. They've halted capital expenditures. They say delay $500 million. They've delayed $500 million in voluntary funding of the pension. Why I bring this up is I expect more and more companies to do exactly that. And I'm talking about outside of airlines. They're going to cancel their financial outlook, right? They're going to delay capital expenditures. They're going to stop stock repurchase, and they're going to delay other expenditures. This is going to become the recipe here in the next 30 days, as people start to realize that their demand is not there, that their pipeline that they thought was so robust and so strong is not there. You can't sell some of the things that America sells without meeting clients, and there's not a lot of actual meetings going on. The other thing I saw today is, I don't know if you know this, but SARS, when that came around 5, 6, 7 years ago, it cost the airlines about $7 billion. That's nothing to sneeze at. But they are expecting this particular event to be far more significant and potentially 2x that, which is mind-boggling. The other thing, again, on the positive side, we talked about yesterday, is that the drop in oil will be good for the economy. Delta said that the drop in oil could save them $2 billion. That's a nice gift. That makes it a little easier to do business for a while, right? So that is cool. What else do I got for you? In the end, I think there's still more pain ahead. I really do think. Oh, the other thing is that it looks like the White House has invited Wall Street executives. I think it's today or tomorrow to kind of have a sit down. I think that's interesting. I remember vividly in 08. I don't know when it was. Maybe it was 09, maybe 10. They were parading Citigroup and JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs, Bank of America, in and out and in and out and in and out of the White House, as they tried to address this horrible event. Looks like we're repeating that, which is, you kind of expect, right? But I do wonder. I don't know if we need Wall Street power players in there, because 08 definitely had to be Wall Street. They had all those CDOs and all these other things going on. It had to be Wall Street. I mean, they were frankly insolvent, and we couldn't have that. But today, again, it feels more Main Street. And Main Street is far bigger than Wall Street. Far bigger. Like 10x bigger than Wall Street. but also it's on average smaller players, right? There's just a sheer number of them. I think we need to get Main Street into the White House and have those discussions. Now, I don't know if it's a town hall. I don't know how you do that because this, I mean, Wall Street, you go pick the top 10 people and get them in there. What do you do? How do you do Main Street? Main Street. This is a Main Street problem, confidence problem, demand problem. Um, this is going to have impact. Something I saw yesterday is Santa Clara County, again, where I live. And again, I'm listening to what they're talking about. They are looking to create a rule where landlords can't evict non-paying tenants if the non-paying tenants claim it's because of the virus. Yep. So this this could get bad all around. And landlords, and I've talked about it, I created specific videos. If you are a multifamily investor, you need to get ready and build some cash reserves because I don't expect Santa Clara County to be the only county that implements this kind of rule that, yeah, you can't evict non-paying tenants if they tell you it's because of this or that. And guess that will just happen, right? Oh, sorry, I lost my job because of this. And then you can't evict them. You know, increase your cash reserves, get ready to talk to your banks. It could be that bad. So, um, yeah, this today's not the bottom. I wish I could tell you it was. The bottoms are far messier. We still have significant kind of earnings adjustments ahead of us. So let's be careful, okay? All right, everybody. I think I'm going to create a video about the Bay Area housing market. I haven't done that in a while. I have some opinions and thoughts. I think I'm going to do that live stream here in a little bit. But at the end of the day, you have a wonderful day. Take care of yourself and have fun.